Come in.
Cap, we have an important video to do.
I know.
Well, are we gonna get started? I've got the chairs ready!
It's not that simple. Unlike something like Catnap or SpongeBob, they were simple. But this is an entirely different beast. I just don't think I can do it, Cat.
If anyone can do it, it'll be you, Cap. Since, well, I believe in you. And this is your one chance to talk about this game you love so much.
You're right, Cat. Assemble the equipment. Hello, I'm the Cap.
And I'm the Cap.
And together, we're the Cat and the Cap. And welcome to the third episode of PS2
Reviews!
And this is a show that we take a look at PS2 games in our collection.
To see if they still hold up today.
And today, we're going to be talking about a very special game. One of my favourite games of all time, not just on the PS2. And that game is Metal Gear Solid 2.
Sons of Liberty!
What?
Ah yes, Metal Gear Solid. The revolutionary stealth action game created by Hideo Kojima. Unlike something like SpongeBob or Catnap, where the story is not the focus, and it's more focused on its gameplay, Metal Gear Solid seems to be more focused on its story, characters and themes alongside its gameplay, which I will now explain to you. Before we continue, please, before you watch the rest of this video, I urge you, complete the rest of Metal Gear Solid 2. I will be spoiling and talking about nearly every single element of this game. But if you don't really care about that, I guess you can continue watching, I suppose. In the tanker stage, you play as Solid Snake, as to be expected in Metal Gear games. He is teamed up with a guy known as Otacon to form an NGO known as Philanthropy, which is dedicated to finding Metal Gears throughout the world and destroy them. A Metal Gear is a bipedal tank which is capable of launching a stealth nuke on any terrain or location on the planet. On this tanker, a new type of Metal Gear known as Ray is being developed by the Marines. It is supposed to be an anti-Metal Gear for the other versions of Metal Gear throughout the world. Little did they know, a Russian group led by Glukovich and Ocelot take over the tanker, while the rest of the Marines are still in the hangar. You have to sneak past everyone and take photos of Ray to expose and stop the development of more Metal Gears. Now that I have that out of the way, this gives me plenty of time to talk about the gameplay. Now going ahead and shooting in this game is not a smart idea. If you want to get by unnoticed, crouch or crawl or lean against objects to stay out of sight. You can keep an eye out for your enemy's location and vision cone by using the Soliton radar in the left hand corner. The only problem is it gets knocked offline if you are spotted. But you're not completely defenseless. You can go into first person view and aim with various weapons, but be careful, unsuppressed weapons are noisy and attract attention. Then you'll be ultimately surrounded. Stealth is essential if you want to survive in this game. The AI on the enemies are vicious. They'll always work in numbers, call for backup, change their inspection if they suspect anything, and cut off your escape if you're spotted. But once you manage to sneak past them and the Marines, Metal Gear Ray gets hijacked by the Russian group, before Ocelot betrays them and steals Ray for his secret client. In his own words, taking it back. But before he does, he has an encounter with Snake, and Ocelot's arm begins to possess him with the persona of Liquid Snake. Nevertheless, he hijacks Ray and sinks the tanker, causing an oil spill, placing the blame on Snake, and Snake is presumed dead. Now we make it to Chapter 2, Because of the oil spill, a plant known as the Big Shell was built on top of it to clean up the oil and toxic chemicals. But these terrorists, known as the Dead Cell, capture the Big Shell and hold the president hostage for $30 million. They send in a squad of SEALs to rescue the president, but as a precaution, they send in one stealth agent from Foxhound to infiltrate the Big Shell and rescue the president.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Wait a minute. Did they get a new voice actor for Snake?
You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
Well, he is wearing the same swimsuit he wore in Metal Gear Solid 1. Did they fire the voice actor or something?
Maybe.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code.
He's a strange one, isn't he? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to this guy, Raiden. I have mixed feelings about him. First off, I am impressed on how this flew under my nose. To my knowledge, Raiden was never mentioned in any interviews, trailers, or even box art. I believe it was a stroke of genius. But on the other hand, Raiden's voice acting is really off in some place. Here are some examples.
It's like being in a nightmare you can't wake up from. A Harrier? What is this?
Just love lobster.
Yeah, can't wait. Woohoo!
The gameplay and controls stay the same from the tanker stage, but it continues to enhance with more equipment, more tactics to use and experiment with. Once you get further and further into sleuthing around the Big Shell, you begin to have more encounters with the terrorists, Fortune, Fat Man, Vamp, and Solid as Snake. That way you remember their names, their weapons, and it builds them up until you're ready to take them down. On top of that, the iconic codec calls are back in this game. These things are rather simple, but it does really expand upon the characters, be it for giving them helpful advice or just having general conversations. They are by far one of the best parts of the game. But the more and more you get into this game, you begin to realize that the other characters have secret agendas of their own, and you're never given the full picture. For example, when you fight Fat Man, and when Raiden brings up the ransom, he has no idea what he's talking about. Then, when you rescue Ames, Raiden brings up that they're taking out hostages every hour. Ames tells him that none of that has been going on, and the president is working with the terrorists. On top of that, there's a lot of social commentary in this game. It touches on issues like social engineering, trust, love, global media spread, governmental control, censorship. It is fascinating, and it's never spoon-fed to you, and is always left up to you to think about it. All of this isn't more prominent than the last part of this game. This part is the most existential, mind-blowing part of any game I've ever played. Basically, you're captured and brought to Arsenal Gear. You've been set free by Olga, whose child depends on Raiden completing his mission. But once you're set free, the game breaks you down. Not only has your gear been taken from you, but you also have to sneak past guards equipped with the highest grade weapons and armor. But then the Colonel and Rose, originally a source of support, begin to belittle and confuse you, like constantly telling you to shut the game off or sending you calls and dialogue used in other Metal Gear games, and even just complete gibberish.
Irregularly, suddenly, there was intense light all around me, and when I came to, I was home. What do you think happened to me?
Huh?
Fine. Forget it. Heaven. Destroy the final weapon, Metal Gear. You have played the game for a long time. Don't you have anything else to do with your time? Variety level 13. Rescue Meryl, the return of Ginola.
A Accompanied with the music, it's a creepy and unsettling experience. Once you manage to sneak past them, which is easier said than done, you then meet up with Snake again, and he gives you your gear back, including a new weapon known as the High Frequency Blade. Now, depending on how you move the analog stick, it'll determine how your sword will move. It's amazing. You then fight a lot of soldiers and a group of Metal Gear Rays until Solidus defeats you. It's then explained to you that this entire thing was set up by the Patriots, a shadowy group that runs the country from the shadows. They manipulate people and organizations to stimulate the evolution of the human race. They set up this entire ordeal because of the rise of the digital evolution. Information is being gathered and spread at a rapid rate. They fear this development because eventually they'll be unable to shape the world and people in the way they want it to. Once you're told that, you're ordered by the Patriots to defeat Solidus. And this fight is extremely tense, because on the one hand, after being directly told that you are a pawn, you're sort of reluctant to kill him. But on the other hand, Solidus wants to kill you because inside Raiden are traces of the Patriots in his nanomachines, which he can then use to track them down. Armed with just your high-frequency blade, you must dodge and block his ranged mechanical attacks, but you also have to counter and strike at just the right moments in close quarters. Then, once you beat him, Raiden gets down from Federal Hall as he watches all the people gather around the damage of Arsenal gear. He then asks himself, "Who am I really?" That is swiftly answered by Snake.
No one quite knows who or what they are. The memories you have and the role you were assigned are burdens you had to carry. It doesn't matter if they were real or not. That's never the point. There's no such thing in the world as absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction. What you think you see is only as real as your brain tells you it is.
Then, what am I supposed to believe in? What am I going to leave behind when I'm through?
We can tell other people about having faith. What we had faith in. What we found important enough to fight for. It's not whether you were right or wrong, but how much faith you were willing to have. That decides the future. The Patriots are a kind of ongoing fiction too, come to think of it. Listen, don't obsess over words so much. Find the meaning behind the words, then decide. You can find your own name. And your own future.
Decide for myself?
And whatever you choose will be you.
I don't know if I can.
I know you didn't have much in terms of choices this time. But everything you felt, thought about during this mission is yours. And what you decide to do with them is your choice.
You mean start over?
Yeah, a clean slate, a new name, new memories. Choose your own legacy. It's for you to decide. It's up to you.
Now, this ending always gets me. I don't think I can watch it without having a massive smile on my face. In conclusion, I love this game. It's not perfect. The character animations and the voice acting places are a bit off, but I'm willing to put it aside because of the impact it has had on me. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you would like to support the show and keep it going, either click here to go to our Patreon page, and don't forget to like us on Facebook and Twitter.
And remember to like and subscribe.
And thank you so much again for watching. And I'm the Cap.
And I'm the Cap.
I'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye!